Have you ever wondered what Qui-Gon Jinn was doing in this scene? He was midway through a heart-pumping duel with a demonic-looking Sith when a giant red shield separated them. It was a moment to catch his breath and plan his next attack, but in an unexpected turn of events, he dropped to his knees and closed his eyes. Most Star Wars fans would assume that he was meditating, but why? As a Jedi, he spent plenty of time meditating and connecting with the Force. But at first glance, it was an odd choice in the middle of a duel with Darth Maul. It turns out there's a perfectly good reason that he chose to meditate. So let's jump into the story and explain how Qui-Gon was using a specialized technique called battle meditation. The last couple of days had been a whirlwind for Qui-Gon Jinn. Chancellor Valorum had sent him and Obi-Wan Kenobi to settle a dispute between the Trade Federation and the Mid-Rim world of Naboo. It was supposed to be a quick and boring mission, but things quickly went downhill. In fact, the pair of Jedi never met with representatives from the Trade Federation. Instead, Viceroy Gunray had sent a host of B-1 battle droids and droidekas to kill them. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan were forced to flee down to Naboo's surface, where they met Queen Amidala and smuggled her back to Coruscant. They wanted full senatorial support in their conflict with the Trade Federation, but things were complicated. Frustrated by corruption and the slow tick of politics, Amidala called for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum. Then, she returned to help her people on Naboo. She gained the trust of the Gungans, but Qui-Gon knew that defeating the Trade Federation was still going to be difficult. That was before Darth Maul showed up with a double-bladed lightsaber, before the shadow of the dark side had fallen around him, and before he was separated from Obi-Wan Kenobi. He and his apprentice had engaged the demonic Sith together because that was their only chance. They were both skilled with their lightsabers, but the Sith had been extinct for a millennium, so practice against a real blade-wielding enemy was something they had never experienced. To make matters worse, Darth Maul looked like a thoughtless monster, but he wasn't. From the very beginning, he had played them. Rather than pressing the offensive, he had backed away and stayed on defense until the perfect moment. When he saw the opportunity, he kicked Obi-Wan off of a platform, leaving Qui-Gon by himself. He knew that he couldn't stand up to an assault from Maul's double blades, so Qui-Gon pressed the offensive. Unfortunately, they had only put more distance between him and Obi-Wan, which meant that Qui-Gon was alone, and he was starting to get tired. So when a giant shield had dropped between him and Darth Maul, there was only one thing that he could do. He dropped to his knees and quickly started to meditate. Knowing that Obi-Wan was effectively out of the duel, he had to calm his aching body, focus his energy, and hone every bit of power he could for the battle. That was the first half of what Qui-Gon was doing. He was simply connecting with the Force and hoping to replenish some of his lost energy. But his meditation probably had a much deeper meaning. While not confirmed, it's extremely likely that Qui-Gon was using a technique called battle meditation. Here's how it worked. In its most basic form, battle meditation was a Force ability that allowed users to strengthen the battlefield prowess of their allies. It would reinforce soldiers' physical strength, speed, and stamina. Battle meditation was also a way to transfer images, sensations, locations, or ideas to soldiers. So many practitioners use the ability to coordinate their allies and direct attacks through the Force. But battle meditation wasn't just about prowess. It was also about resolve. Using battle meditation, a commander could also strengthen the morale of their soldiers, and a skilled practitioner could simultaneously reduce their enemy's battlefield effectiveness. Battle meditation was primarily a light side ability. It was first made famous by Jedi Master Odin Ur during the Unification Wars, some 5,000 years before the events of the Star Wars movies. He explained the ability by saying, "With sufficient concentration, a Jedi can strengthen the hopes of our allies and heighten the fears of our enemies. Thus, what the armies know in their hearts must become true, because they believe it so strongly." In other words, a Jedi skilled in battle meditation could alter the tide of an entire conflict because they could inspire their warriors through the Force itself. And that happened more than once. A Jedi named Arca Jeth used the ability during the Beast Wars of Onderon, and Nomi Sunrider used it during the Freedom Nad Uprising. Bastila Shan also famously used battle meditation during the Jedi Civil War, when Darth Revan and Darth Malak invaded the Republic. Battle meditation wasn't exclusively a light side ability. Although rare, Darksiders could also use the power by dominating the minds of their followers. Darth Caedus, Grand Admiral Nile Declan, and the evil clone Jorus Sabaoth were noteworthy users. Yet the most famous use of battle meditation was during the New Sith Wars. The conflict lasted for nearly 1,000 years as the Sith Empire warred with the Jedi Army of Light. During that time, the Sith were abundant and they were worthy adversaries for the Jedi Order. But after years and years, the Sith Empire started to falter. That's when Lord Kaan made his mark. Kaan had been born on Coruscant and was trained as a Jedi. He was a powerful Jedi and considered a military asset because he specialized in battle meditation. Yet he was an extremist and blamed the Republic and the Jedi for the anarchy in the galaxy. So he eventually led a group of Jedi away from the Order and declared himself Lord of the Sith. Using his powers, he united multiple splintered factions and created the Brotherhood of Darkness in 1010 BBY. Then, for the next 10 years, Lord Kaan amassed a massive army and conquered countless worlds. Jedi Master Hoth fought back against Kaan's growing influence, but the Sith continued to strengthen their hold on the galaxy. In the end, Kaan was defeated by the conniving plots of Darth Bane, but had it not been for the evil upstart, there's no telling how much of the galaxy Kaan might have conquered. And his battle meditation was the biggest reason for his repeated victories. He was able to bolster his soldiers' morale and increase their battle prowess while slowly fracturing the Jedi's faith in the light side of the Force. Knowing all of that, the question remains, was Qui-Gon using battle meditation when he knelt in the middle of his duel with Darth Maul? Technically, the answer is no. George Lucas never said that Qui-Gon was using a specific Force ability when he knelt down. For that matter, battle meditation is much rarer in Star Wars canon. Though Yoda, Master Windu, Adigalia, and Oppo Rensisis were all skilled practitioners, the ability is never mentioned or explicitly used in any of the movies. But that shouldn't stop some retroactive speculating. When the Red Shield separated Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, the dark side was winning. Darth Maul had lured Qui-Gon to the place where he wanted him. Moreover, Padme was making little progress in her efforts to reclaim the throne room, and Anakin was busy cowering in the cockpit of an N1 starfighter. However, when Qui-Gon started to meditate, things started to change. Padme captured the throne room, and Anakin destroyed the central energy unit on the Trade Federation's command ship. It was like the whole tide of the battle shifted at the same moment. Maybe that was just a coincidence, but it's a much better explanation to say that Qui-Gon's meditation had something to do with it. Qui-Gon using battle meditation would also help explain his untimely death. It was an extremely taxing ability, so maybe he depleted his strength while helping Padme and Anakin win the Battle of Naboo. That would explain why he lost to Darth Maul, but it would also help explain why he died from a simple stab wound, while so many Star Wars characters have survived similar injuries. But what do you think? Was Qui-Gon Jinn using battle meditation in his duel with Darth Maul? And did he turn the tide of the Battle of Naboo? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.